Okay, so it's been a couple days since the Montreal Major ended now, and I finally have some time to sit down and talk about it and the off season coming before Six Invitational, as I had been getting absolutely slammed by assignments as soon as I came back from the trip. So I need a few days to clean those up, but yeah, it'll be nice. It's nice to sit down and talk Siege again. So again, congrats to W7M for winning it. I really didn't think they had it in them, but it's clear that they put in a lot of hard work to be able to beat BDS because they got absolutely rinsed by BDS in their last best of five in August. So, really, really impressive win here from W7M, and I think this solidified them as probably one of the contenders for the Sixth Invitational in February in Boston. So now on to the off season. I wanted to just talk about if you're some tournaments going on. If you're just like a general fan of CG sports that I thought people might enjoy if they just enjoy Siege. So to start off in Europe, there's the South Breach competition, which just started yesterday as of recording this. I couldn't get this video out yesterday. I wanted to do it yesterday, but I had to write a lot of an essay. So yeah, this is featuring a lot of the top T2 teams in Europe right now. The Mako Esports being like the old Italian makers team. Then there's Secret Academy. There's X Into the Breach Academy. And the what Paxut Koirat, whatever that means, or however you pronounce that. That's a team consisting of some known like UK players who played in Pro League in the past, specifically like Grizzlies there, and then Project X is Hungary's um, German roster. The other teams I don't really know much about, but I think this will be a pretty good tier two level competition, and I definitely think it will be used for scouting for EUL next year. So now for Brazil, this also just started yesterday. They have a pretty big tournament going on. This is the Brazilian Premier Finals, and this is a tournament where throughout the stage one and stage two of the Brazilian League, specific games were tied to getting points towards qualifying to this event at the end of the year, and then winning this event is basically just the like you're the best team in Brazil that year basically, and it comes with a sizable cash prize. So you got most of your pro league teams here from Brazil, and two teams that made it through the qualifiers being Stele Gaming and then Amo Minya X. I don't know how to pronounce that. Oh, and Elevate Academy is also here. So along with the 7 pro league teams from stage one. And if you're wondering what the bracket is, this is the bracket. The first two matches, like I said earlier, were played yesterday. Where E1 beat the Ammo Minya X, and then NIP beat Keatstars. So those games are already done, but the rest of the games still have to go. And I believe every game is a best of three. I'm not sure about the final. The final might be a best of five, but it wasn't stated anywhere that I could find specifically. And I also put down there that the reason Liquid, Flux, and Black Dragons aren't here, unlike the rest of their comrades, is that they did not qualify. They did not win enough games in across the regular stage to qualify. Um, Specifically because of Liquid's horrendous stage one results as well. That's why they are not here. So Now in MENA, there's the Saudi E-League Championship. This takes place from December 9th to 11th, and it basically just taking the top four MENA teams from this year and then putting them in a short best of three tournament where they're playing two best of threes first day, two best of threes the next day, and either, I don't know again if it's a BO5 or BO3 grand final, but it'll be one of those. So yeah, and it's also featuring, especially if you haven't watched Meta, the Rock Esports and the Vicious Esports are the third and fourth seeds coming out of Meta, and so that's why they're here. I'm sure if you've watched any of the Montreal Major that you're familiar with Falcons now. I think they gained a lot of new fans at that event with their pretty impressive run. And then you also have Geek again, who are a decently known name out of MENA. They've been to a few majors, attended SI last year. So, yeah. Now in APAC, we have the APAC Cup. This is a one-day event, but technically 2 days depending on your time zone. Like, as for me, yes, the event is only on December 1st, but it's only on December 1st in Tokyo because it's a LAN. Like in Tokyo and like that general time zone. But for me, it starts on November 30th for me, just because of time zones. But it is a 1 day and done event where they play every match in the same day. So yes, this tournament just basically consists of the team that made it through their regional qualifiers. I believe they had the qualifiers for this in October, and it was basically just a gauntlet where one team from Japan, one team from Korea, one team from OCE, and then one team from just the Asia League, basically. What is it, Southeast Asia, I believe? Yeah, Southeast Asia qualified. So you have Cyclops, Fearx, Gaming Gladiators, and then Bled, which is the X-Bleed roster, which is also huge that Ubisoft is trying to support them and is trying to make sure they keep their SI spot, which I think is really cool. So yeah, Bled is literally just bleed, just, not with the scamming org anymore. And now for NA, we have Element 4. So this is the fourth T2 Element tournament. This time it's going back to a format of only T2 teams. There's going to be no T1 teams. So currently right now, 8 teams have been invited, which is CL4L, Thrive, Space Station Academy, Cruelty, Wildcard Aces, Fluffy Aimers, Karn & Co., and then Sintanagra. And then there will be 8 more teams that qualify to this through the 2 sets of qualifiers. So first total 16 teams in total. And then once you have those 16 teams, then the real, I would say, more interesting part of the event starts. Because I think the qualifiers, there's definitely going to be some really bad teams in there. And I think all the teams invited are at least like decent. None of them are like, in terms of T2, particularly horrible, especially CL4L, of course, because they made the major. It didn't do well at the major, but they made the major overall a bunch of T1 teams. So a lot of people are definitely going to be looking at CL4L to win the whole thing. And I mean, this team was the champions of Element 3 as well, so under Makers. So yeah, and it'll be interesting to see who they bring in as their fifth for this tournament as well, because I doubt Uzi will come back to play, but who knows. So yeah, that's it. That's all I wanted to cover today for the off season. The next video, I think I really want to talk about the new partner program. I think it's a really interesting topic, especially since they finally announced like a majority of the teams going into that partner program. So yeah, thank you for watching, and have a good one.